Hello everyone, hope you're all doing well. Don't forget, if you like the video, click on like and subscribe and talk about it on chat lines, wherever it is your social media activities, and help us to grow and help more people. I'll talk to you soon. So we have Nina says, hi Mehran, female Slovakia. Hello dear. Nina said, 2 weeks I felt convinced that I'm gay, but now I kind of passed. And every time when I feel better, I doubt if I have OCD or not. OCD is a doubting disease. That's what the French call it anyhow. And that's what it's going to make you doubt in everything. That's no different than you turn the light off, but you turn it on again and turn it off again because you think you should do that. Because there's a certain kind of a doubt that if I don't do it, something else will happen. So it's something malfunctioning in our brain that makes us do things that really don't make sense, but we think that it might have a meaning. And I have to comply. You check the oven 5 million times before you leave that apartment, or you lock the apartment and you know you've locked it, but you say, well, maybe I should lock it again. So you unlock it and you lock it again. Why is that? These are all same foundation as when you have other kind of subsets of OCD. HOCD, harm OCD, responsibility OCD, pedophile OCD. These are all malfunctions of the brain in their signaling system. And then it makes you doubt everything because that's its characteristics. Doubting disease. And that doubt make you think that it must have any validity. Not because it has, but because I doubted the values that I have based on the suggestion and malfunction of the brain. So I'm actually in this vortex of trying to find answers between my values and the opposing brain's function of doubting my values or suggesting new things. And I'm thinking, oh, it was suggested, so does it have any merits? Or does my values have merits? This is a conflict that is created that has got no validity or no values or credibility in it. But it's due to the malfunction of the brain, because the brain does create 80, 90,000 thoughts a day. And many of them could be intrusive. But then we have another mechanism in the basal ganglia, in the striatum. It's like a lever. It's called caudate nucleus. Caudate nucleus is designed to regulate and shut down when the intrusive thoughts show up. It's like an automatic gear shift of a car, where it reaches a certain speed, it changes to next gear automatically, and then shifts down automatically when your speed is low. It's supposed to do that automatically. But sometimes it doesn't. When it doesn't, then you pretty much got to grab onto the gear shift and force it into, guide it into which gear it's supposed to fall into according to that function of the car, the speed of the car. Same thing here. Caudate nucleus is there that when intrusive thoughts show up, which it shows up in every single human being on earth. That's part of what happens in every one of us. Everybody has intrusive thoughts, one kind or another. But when caudate nucleus is functioning well, this is what happens. The intrusive thought shows up and you say, ooh, what kind of thought was that? Or whatever it may be, in any kind of a tangent. And then as soon as you recognize the intrusive thought, something that is not to your values, it's just kind of bothersome or irregular to your values, the caudate nucleus comes down and shuts it down, and then the signal is gone that, hey, we are not interested in this. Done. But when caudate nucleus is malfunctioning, it doesn't do its job. Like that gear shift is not automatically changing gear, up or down, then that thing lingers. That suggestion, that intrusive thought lingers, doesn't go away. And when it doesn't go away, you start thinking, oh, maybe it has merits. Maybe it means something because my brain is my intellect. So what it suggests and it doesn't go away, then I must have an answer to it. No, you don't. There is no answer to be had. Don't fall into that trap. It's a malfunction. And for a malfunction, you simply learn how to fix it rather than believing the malfunction to be the actual function, normal function of you. That's not the case. Do not allow a malfunction in the signaling system, in the function, normality function of the brain, to make you think that the malfunction is actually the way the function should be or the way how you are. These are intrusive thoughts that the mechanism to shut it down is malfunctioning. Then you learn how to manually deliver the instruction to the prefrontal cortex, respond to it that I'm not interested, and get it shut down by constantly ignoring intrusive thoughts. So eventually, through continuation of this manual signal being sent out about your thoughts and values about the intrusive thoughts, neuroplasticity takes place and the brain rewires itself and understands that these sort of thoughts, intrusive thoughts, are of no interest to this entity. And when it's constantly not being entertained, it eventually gets conditioned to know that he's not going to entertain this. There's no energy exchange here. So I cannot get occupation in order to feel secure. The brain finds its security in occupation. That's why it keeps making thoughts. And when you engage in it, it creates a continuous occupation, which is how the brain finds, how the mind finds its security, how the brain finds its security. When you deny it of this, then it understands that it cannot create interaction and occupation, busyness, engagement, exchange through this line of intrusive thoughts, and learns that in order for it to engage you, it's supposed to come with thoughts that are in line with your values. When it's not in line with your values, you will let it drop. You will not pay attention. And that gives a signal to the brain that this is the new way of you should be behaving, not your malfunctioning way, just how it used to be before malfunction. So you're rewiring your brain to learn again, to learn again. Your problem is that you think the brain doesn't fall off the wagon. The brain doesn't fall off the track. That whatever it does, it's actuality, it's normal, it's valuable. No, brain malfunctions. So you got to reteach it. You think brain need not to learn. Once it comes to you, it's already learned and perfect. No, the brain must be trained. One of the missions in life is not just to eat and shit and fuck and do whatever it is that you do and enjoy pleasures and desires and after this and that so forth. That's things that we all do. But one of the missions, most important mission in your life, is to train the brain. Not to take the brain as if it's already trained and credible to serve you. The brain needs to be trained because it's being bombarded with all kind of values and things from out there in life, that if it's not trained and guided by you, the me that was there before the brain was added to you, it will always malfunction, will not serve you right, will be directing you to the directions that is not your choices, but it's coming from the suggestions that it picks up from the world out there, which is based on their preferences and what's available, not what your choices and values are. So you got to train your brain by guiding it, corralling it until it learns. Like you train a horse, like you train a dog. If not, they just don't have focus and attention or pathways to just do whatever, and they hurt themselves, they hurt others. So Your mission in life, one of them, so many, is to train your brain. And when you see intrusive thought, that means, hey, your job is clear. That's one of the things that the brain that is not trained, it does. And even the brains that have been trained can go malfunction, and you got to constantly maintain them by showing the way. You know? There was a song reminds me. It was I think a German rock band, The Cure, and one of their songs were, I think it was "Show Me the Way," something like that. So you gotta show the brain the way, not take direction from the brain. Yeah? You gotta judge the brain. I hope that helps you out.